Hello everyone, I, Suvarna Muzumdar, welcomes you on a lecture on classification of 8085 instructions. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about different types of instruction involved in writing a program for 8085 microprocessor. In last lecture, we have discussed about instruction format. As you are aware of that there are three types of instructions: 1 byte instruction, 2 byte instruction and 3 byte instruction. The format for 1 byte instruction is, for example, move A comma B, and it only consists of opcode. There is no data operand specified in the instruction. All these instructions are known as 1 byte instruction. Second classification is 2 byte instruction, in which 1 byte consists of opcode, another byte consists of operand. Now here the operand is of 8 bit. It is a immediate data. So example is MVI B comma 02H. The third type of instruction format is 3 byte instruction. In this 3 byte instruction, the first byte always have opcode, it's stored opcode, second byte is operand, and again third byte is operand. So here we can say that the operand is of 16 bit. It may be a address, it may be a data. For example, in case of jump, this 6002, that is 6002H, it is an address location. So microprocessor whenever execute this instruction, it will jump to this location, that is 6002. But in case of LXI H 3000, this is also a 3 byte instruction, but in this case this 3000 is data, and this data is stored in HL pair. Okay, so there are different instructions. We will see the second way of classification of instruction, that is depending on the operation of instruction. So next way or next process to classify an instruction set of 8085 is depending on whether the instruction is a data transfer, means it is used to transfer the information or data. Second classification is the instruction set of arithmetic operation, whether that instruction is involved in addition, subtraction, increment or decrement. Third type of set is logical instruction, the logical operation like ANDing, AND, OR, XOR. Here it is add, subtract, all the arithmetic operation, increment, decrement. Data transfer means we have to copy, or you can say move. So there are different instructions, we will see one by one. Then there is a branching instruction. This group consists of branching, or we can say if we have to write a program in different modules, small module, and we have to call that module depending on some situation. So we can use an instruction called call. So we can call that particular subroutine, like if we have to perform addition only when some condition is to be satisfied, then in that case we can call the addition program with the condition that particular condition is satisfied or not. There is another case that in which we can say if something is true, do this part of instruction, otherwise skip that particular instruction part. So that is come under the condition of jump. So we can have the different types of jump instructions. So these are the branching instruction, that we are branching our program. And the last group is control instruction. These instructions are used to control the operation of 8085 arithmetic and logic unit. So it may be writing machine control operations, like we have to set the interrupts, we have to mask the interrupt, we have to read the condition of interrupt. So all these instructions come under control machine operations. So we can see one by one. In this particular lecture I am going to cover all the instructions which come under the category of data transfer instruction. So the data transfer instructions are those instructions which are used to copy data from a source location to the destination location, but the content of source location will not be changed. So there are instructions like move, MVI, LDA, STA, LDAX, STS, many more. We can see one by one. So what these instructions will do? These instructions are used to transfer a data from one register to another register, or from one memory location to another memory location, but not directly. In case of if we have to transfer a location data from one memory location to another memory location, then in that case microprocessor takes a data from X location and store it in the register, and from its internal register it will transfer that data to Y location. So this is the one you can say limitation of 8085 microprocessor, where we can't have a memory to memory transfer. First from memory it will come to the internal registers of microprocessor, and from microprocessor internal register it will go to the memory. We can take a data from input output device also, and we will store this data to the accumulator. So in case of 8085 it is mandatory, or you can say it is manufactured, or we can say it is programmed in such a way that whatever data is present in input output device, it is connected to the accumulator only. There will be no other general purpose register, but you can transfer a data between another registers also. So let's move with in one instruction. First instruction is move. RD stands for destination register, RS stands for source register. So always if you write like this, move C comma A, then A is a source register and C is destination register. So what this instruction will do, it will copy the content of accumulator to C register. Okay, if we have to read a memory location, we have to transfer or copy a data from a memory location to the register, or from a register to a memory location. For example, in this case move B comma M, here the content of one memory location M is copied to B register. So in this case, which memory location this microprocessor can address? So for that it will refer to HL register. So let's take an example and try to clear this, how it is going to work. So initially I will take this is B register, C register, D register, E register, H register and L register. These are the 6 general purpose register, and we have a accumulator also, and we have flag also. In architecture we had seen this register. So suppose the content of B register is 30, C register is 20, H register is 30, 50. Okay, so accumulator is having a value 2A. Hexadecimal values are stored in microprocessor, so I can consider data from 00 to FF, any data. So this is the initial condition. Now let's take this instruction is executed by microprocessor. So when this instruction is executed by microprocessor, when move B comma A, this instruction is fetched, decode and executed, the content of accumulator A is transferred to B register. So what is the content of A? 2A. Now this 2A get copied to B register. Now the content of B register is overwritten by microprocessor, but A will remain same, 2A. Now in second case, this move B comma M. Now in this case, microprocessor, when this opcode is fetched by microprocessor, it is decoded, and microprocessor come to know that now microprocessor has to read a data from a memory location. Which memory location? It will check for HL pair 3050. So now there will be a location 3050 in memory, and in this memory location, suppose the data is stored is BC. Now after this execution, the content of this BC register will travel on data bus, and it will be overwrite at B, and it is stored here as BC. Now finally the content of B will be BC. So in this way this move instruction is executed. We can go reverse also. For example, if we have to copy move M comma C. So in case of move M comma C, the content of C register get copied to M register. Now here again microprocessor will go and check for HL pair here, as this content is not overwrite, so it is 3050 only. So microprocessor goes to 3050 location, and here it will copy the content of C register, that is 20. So now it is overwrite by microprocessor. So in this way this move instruction is executed. The next instruction is MVI RD comma data. This MVI, it is move immediately. Okay, I missed one thing, that is this move B comma A or M comma B, whatever this I will write the general case. This move RD comma RS, this instruction is 1 byte instruction. Only opcode is stored, because whatever the data has to be transferred, it is in between microprocessor. We are not specifying the operand, we are just specifying the register. Okay, so move RD comma RS is 1 byte instruction. Now this MVI RD comma data, here this data is also specified, that is immediate data. Okay, so here this instruction is 2 byte instruction. It required 2 memory location to be stored in the program memory. Okay, so this example, let us take an example, like here it is written MVI B comma B0. So in this case, when this instruction is executed, the content of B register, here B register, initially it was 2A, so it is overwrite and it is stored here B0. Now in this instruction MVI M comma 69H, when this instruction is fetched and decoded, microprocessor come to know that it has to check for HL pair. Now let's take, like initially we had taken HL as 30 and 50. So 3050 location, in memory 3050 location, here microprocessor will go and write 69H. Okay, so whenever this instruction or the opcode is fetched by microprocessor, it decode that opcode, get the address from HL pair, and now the second memory location will be considered as a data. Okay, the third instruction, that is LDA 16-bit address. Now this instruction LDA, so it is LDA, corresponding to LDA we have an opcode. LDA is load the accumulator with the content stored in 2000 location. Okay, so whatever the address specified here, the content of that address is loaded or copied into the accumulator, LDA. Okay, here it is written like the content of memory location specified by 16-bit address in the operand are copied to the accumulator. So now in this particular condition, this 2000 will become the address. of a particular memory location, and whatever the content stored at that particular memory location get copied to the accumulator. Okay, so let's take an example. Suppose in 2000 memory location 20 is stored. So after execution of this instruction, the content of accumulator will be 20. Okay, and this is the 3-byte instruction. 3-byte instruction means when we write this instruction in our program, it requires 3 memory location. One memory location for opcode, second memory location for lower byte address, and third memory location for higher byte address. Means in program memory, first LDA will be stored, then 00 will be stored, then 20, and this location will be pointed by program counter. Okay. Next instruction is LDA X BD. Whenever this X will come, consider it as a pair, register pair. It will indicate it's a register pair. LD stands for load. So now in this case, in this instruction, load the content, or you can say the data from the register pair, the location, or I can say in this instruction, in this LDA X D for this example, this D is not considered single, it is considered as DE, register pair. So whatever the content of DE register, the content of DE register will become a address of a particular memory location, and the data at that particular memory location get copied to the accumulator. So I will write the example so you can understand. For example, this is B, C, D, E, H and L. Suppose D is having a location 20,000. Here accumulator is having a value 3A. Okay. Now when this instruction get executed, microprocessor, this is 1-byte instruction, so opcode will be there only. So microprocessor, when decode that opcode, it comes to know that now the content of the register will be considered as a memory location. So now it will read the content of the register, it is 2000. Now microprocessor goes to the memory location, that is 2000, through address bus, and here suppose the content is BE. The content stored is BE. Now when this executed properly, the content of this 2000 location BE get transferred and it is stored here. Okay, so this is a 1-byte instruction. LDAX D, or you can say LDX B. If it is written like LDX B, now in this case, in this particular case, the content of BC register, suppose here it is 3520. So microprocessor then in memory location it will search for 3520 memory location, and whatever the content here, suppose it is 24. Now this 24 get overwrite here. Okay, so it depends on the instruction. Both these instructions are 1-byte instruction, but in this case it is we can see again in next lectures also that this is indirect. Here we are not specifying directly the address from where we have to read the data. We are just giving an instruction that go and check for BC register, go read the data, consider it as an address, now go to that particular address and takes the data from that particular location. Next instruction is LXI. Now here LXI register pair comma 16-bit. So in this example is like LXI H comma 2055, or we can have LXI B comma 3000, or we can have LXI H comma 2000, because we have 3 pairs, I can take it as D. H is already covered. D. So we have three pairs BC, DE and HL. BC, DE, HL. I already told you whenever this X comes, you have to consider it as a pair. Okay. L for load. Immediately. I stands for immediately. Okay. Immediately content into HL pair. So now this 16 bit, whether it is 2055, 3000, 2000, these are considered as a data. Now how microprocessor can differentiate that this is the data, and in case of LDA, for example, this is LDA 2000. Now in this case we are considering this 2000 as a address. Here we are considering this 2000 as a data. So the difference is given by the opcode. Opcode will instruct microprocessor that now consider this as a data, now consider this as a address. So this opcode will specify whether the next memory location, the content of next memory location is to be considered as a data or to be considered as a address. Okay. So now in this particular case, LXI H, 2055. Now here you can see 2055. 55 is lower, so it will be stored in L. 20 is higher byte, it will be stored in H. LXI B 3000, in this case 30 will be stored in B, 00 will be stored in C. LXI D 20 will be stored here, 00 will be stored. It is immediately data. This is immediate data. Okay. In this case it is load the content of memory location 2000, that is the data from this location to the accumulator. This is the difference. Okay, this is also a 3-byte instruction, and these all are also 3-byte instructions, but the opcode can differentiate whether the consider as to be address or data. Now the next instruction is LHLD. This instruction copies the content of memory location pointed by 16-bit address into L register. Now here this instruction is used so that whatever the content at 2050 location, this content will be transferred to L, and next memory location, that is 2051 location, data will be copied to H. So suppose we have a memory location 2050, 2051, 2052. Okay, here we have 30, 24, 28, something like this. Now when this instruction get executed, means when opcode is fetched, then microprocessor come to know that now next thing is this, consider this as an address. Now at this particular address 2050, whatever the data 30, it will be stored in HL. So 30 will be stored in L, and the next memory location, that is 2051, the data will be stored in H, that is 24. So if we have to copy our content from memory location to HL pair directly, we will follow this instruction. Like if we have to go for addition of 16-bit number, then in that case we have to load the number in HL pair, then we can use this instruction whenever we have to read the 16-bit data from a particular memory location. Next is STA. Like we have discussed about LDA 2000 or LDA 3000, that is load the content from particular memory location to the accumulator. Now we have to go with reverse operation, that we have to store our accumulator content to particular memory location. Okay, reverse symbol. So that is STA, that when we have performed some operation and we got some result. Now that result has to be stored at particular memory location, like here it is B1000. So we can write an instruction STA, store the content of accumulator to a specified memory location. So suppose take an example that A is having 24. Now we have to store this result to a memory location B1000. So after execution of this instruction, initially suppose B1000 is having value 30. Now after execution of this instruction, this 30 get overwrite by 24. Okay. Next is STAX register pair. Like LDAX, here it is STAX. In case of LDAX, B, the content of BC register will become the address, and whatever the data stored in that particular address get copied to accumulator. Now we are going to do the reverse operation, that we are copying the content of accumulator to the address which is specified by BC register. So we have initialized BC with 2055, suppose. Before execution of this instruction, we are using an instruction LXI B, comma 2055H. So now B is having 20 and C is having 55, and our accumulator is having a value 24. Now after execution of this particular instruction at a memory location 2055, initially the content was suppose 02, this 02 get overwrite as 24. Okay. Till now whatever instruction we have studied, all these instructions copy a content from source register to a particular destination register. Now whenever we go with the copy instruction, the content at source register will not modified, it will remain as it is. What will be done? The content of destination register, whether it is a register or a memory location, the content of destination register or memory location get modified. Next is SHLD. Now in this instruction, the content of HL pair get copied to this particular memory location. Now how it is going to done? The content of L register get first copied to this location, whatever the location we have specified, and then it is incremented, and that second location the content of H register is copied. So let's take an example again. Here H is having a value 30, L is having a value 50. Okay, we use LXI H comma 3050H instruction, and when we use this instruction, it will store 30 and 50 in H and L pair. Now we are using this instruction SHLD. Okay, now in memory we have a address 4A00, 4A01, 4A02, 4A03. Now in this location 4A00, the content of L get copied. So here it is 50. Then this address get incremented, and the content of 30, that is H 30, it is copied at 4A00. No, so if after 16-bit addition we have to store the result in the memory location, then we can prefer this instruction. Okay. Next instruction is XCHG. This instruction is again of 3 byte, 1 for opcode and 2 locations for address. Okay. XCHG, this is a 1 byte instruction, and whenever this instruction the opcode is given to the microprocessor fetch this opcode, decode it, and comes to know that it has to perform the exchange operation. Exchange, what the exchange? It has to exchange the content of H register with D register and content of L register with E register. Now how it is going to be done by microprocessor? So I am again drawing, I am only taking D register and HL pair. Okay, let's take a value, initial condition, that before execution of this instruction the value is 30, 20, 40 and 60. Okay, before execution, we will consider this as before execution. Okay, now after execution, what will be going to be done? What will be the content of DEHL? Now keep this in mind that XTHG only exchange the content of H with D and L with E. Nothing other, no other register will be involved in this instruction. Okay, now how it is going to be performed? The content of H register get exchanged with D register. So we already have an idea. In case we go with architecture part, there are two registers, temporary register W and Z. These registers are used by microprocessor itself. We don't have an access as a programmer, as a user. We don't have an access of this W and Z. Now when this exchange instruction is to be executed by microprocessor, it use this instruction. How it is going to use? It will store the content of H in this W register and 60 here, one copy. Now the content of D register get transferred here, so it becomes 30. E register, here it becomes 20, and now this 60 will be transferred to here and 40 will be transferred to here. So you can see that there is a exchange. 40 60 get transferred to D and 30 20 get transferred to HL. Next instruction is SPHL. This instructions load the content of HL pair into SP. Now what is SP? SP is nothing but stack pointer. This stack pointer always points to the top of the stack. And what is the stack? Stack is a temporary memory location, or we can say a memory location which microprocessor use to store the data temporarily. It is in the RAM. Okay, so whenever we start to write any program or something, either we have to specify a memory location for stack, or it will take the default memory location. So stack pointer always point to some memory location. Suppose it is pointing to this particular memory location 3000 default. Okay, now if we have to change this location, instead of 3000 you have to shift to some. So this instruction SPHL, this will use to load the content of HL pair into SP. So suppose HL pair is having 2050. Now after execution of this instruction, before execution of this instruction, SP is pointing to 3000, but after execution of this instruction, SP will point to 2050 location. Okay, so you can shift the stack pointer, you can initialize the stack pointer by using this instruction. Next is XTHL. XTHL is the exchange operation. Now in this case, what data will be exchanged? So content of L register are exchanged with the location pointed by stack pointer, and the content of H register get exchanged with the one address incremented by 1, that is SP plus 1 location. So let's take an example, like suppose SP is pointing to 3000 location. Here the content is 24 and 3001 content is 2A. Okay, and before execution the content of H and L is 3425. Okay, now after execution of this instruction XTHL, now again there will be the exchange. So we have to keep one data secure. We will use WZ. Means microprocessor will use WZ to store the data. So it will make a copy and store 25 here, 34 here. Now this 3000, SP is pointing to 3000 location. So the content of 3000 location, that is 24, it is copied to L register, and the content of SP plus 1 location. This is SP plus 1 location, that is 2A. It is copied here, 2A. Okay, and now 25 and 34. So there is an exchange. It is not just a copy. There is an exchange. The content of HL layer will be transferred to memory location, and the content of memory location will be transferred to HL pair. Now the next instruction is PCHL. PCHL is load the program counter with HL pair. As you know that program counter is the register which is used to point to the memory location from where microprocessor has to fetch the program or instruction. But we can't initialize the PC. It is having some default location. But if in between our program, if we have to change the program counter value, then we can use this PCHL. Before using this PCHL, we have to initialize HL pair. We can use LXI-H command to initialize the HL pair, and then we can use PCHL. Now after this instruction, PC program counter content will be 3000. Okay. Next instruction is push. This instruction is used to store the content of general purpose register to the stack. So here we can have a push B, push D, or we can have push H or push A. All these 4 instructions, it will copy the content of pair, that is BC register on the stack, D register on the stack, HL register or AR flag. So stack pointer is pointing to some particular memory location. Okay, it get decremented and it will store the content of B, again decremented and it will store the content of C if we use an instruction push B. So whenever this push B instruction is executed, the stack pointer is decremented by 2 memory location. In case of pop, it is a reverse operation of push. The stack pointer is pointing to whatever location, the content of that location get copied to like if we use pop H, then in this case the stack pointer, if it is pointing to some location, the content of this location gets stored in L, it is incremented by 1 and the content will be stored in H. Okay, and it will be pointing to the next memory location. So again the content will be stack pointer will be incremented by 2. In case of push, it is decremented by 2. In case of pop, the stack pointer will be incremented by 2 location. Okay. The next instruction, that is in 8-bit. Whenever we have to read a data from IO devices, we use 2 instructions. We have to if we have to read, we can use int 90. That is, if we have to read some sensor, in that case the 90 is the address for sensor, and the content of that sensor, the data is then we will store it in a accumulator. For example, A to D converter is there, digital data is there, and now we have to read that data and we have to store it in our accumulator. So in 90H, in this instruction, the content of 90H will be stored in accumulator. Okay, 90 is the port address. The content of that particular port address gets stored in accumulator, and you can see this, it is written as 8-bit address. So always we have address between 00 to FF. So we can have 256 input output device we can access. Okay, so in is for reading any port address, and out is used to writing something. So for example, we have to display something on a 7-segment display, then we can use this port address 70H and we can send the data. Now when this instruction is executed, whatever will be the content of accumulator, suppose the accumulator is having a value 25. Now this 25 get output to the port. So port is having a buffer register. So 70H is the port address, and in the 70H this 25 get copied. So out is for writing something on the port, and in is used for reading something from the port. So this is all about the data transfer operations, all the instructions which come under the category of data transfer instruction. In next lecture I am going to cover about the arithmetic instructions. Thank you.